Can you just double check before I start talking? Like now? Well, why would you wait until last minute? Hey everyone, I'm double checking to make sure my husband is the moderator because we do get a lot of spammers on here. He's taking forever. I'm going to, ooh. Hi everyone. Hey guys, hey guys, hey guys. The moment I've been so excited for. I finally feel like I can breathe. Like I can finally breathe. It's not technically over yet. We still have to get through the security deposit stuff. So I think it's another like 2-ish weeks. But, oh, the heart. But we're getting there. I need my husband to check if he's a moderator. I have over 1,000 people watching right now. I'm having my husband be a moderator to take off the spammers. Nope, we're not gonna be people coming on my live. Hey, my little heart. I'm gonna fight your husband. Yeah, same. Hi, everyone. I'm gonna give it like a minute or two for everyone to come in. It's growing very, very fast. I'm having my husband, I have really bad ADHD, so I'm gonna be like squirrel every 2 seconds. Ooh, that's my little hat. I want TikTok merch. Is that weird? Squirrel. Like I said, I have ADHD, so it's going to be a little difficult for me to like stay focused. I have lots of paperwork of what to go through. I'm not pulling out my official binder because I don't want anything to like say her name on it and stuff. Hey Sarah, I see you here. She always comments on all my stuff. So my husband's going to be the mediator to make sure. Look, you guys are so cute. I have ADHD. My husband's gonna be a moderator to make sure there's no spammers. Shh, I want a money gun. No spammers, and then also he's your mediator, moderator, whatever it's called. Moderator. And then he's gonna look at the comments. He's trying to read them all, and then the important ones he's gonna read to me for me to answer. Got some popcorn to listen. Jordan, are you ready?
I am ready. Go.
Okay, you guys ready? We're at 2,200. It's been like 2 minutes. So I wrote this so many times just to kind of give me the brief of what's going on. I'm not sure. Do you guys want to hear the whole story of what exactly happened, or do you want to hear the eviction process first of what happened with that? So do you want the whole of everything going down first, or do you want just the eviction thing first? That's so cute. Okay, the whole story. Everyone's saying the whole story. Okay, let's start from the beginning because I know you guys are so impatient, like not impatient, but like I'm impatient. I've been keeping quiet for so long, unfortunately, until today. I needed her out of the house to make sure my house was safe and secure. She did leave it very nicely done. It's nice and clean. There's no like crazy damages. There's just little things that need to be fixed, which is great. So I'm very happy about that. Her security deposit still has some deductions, and I will be putting that paperwork and everything going through. So if you're seeing this, if they're watching, don't be surprised, okay? Like, there's a lot of things that were damaging, and I did catch her smoking 3 times in the house in July, which I have proof of, with the Wind device. So that will be taking off as an ozone cleaning is $1,700 to $2,000. Buy security deposit, like that just takes care of it all. I have a spammer already. Okay, if you see the spammers, like there's someone that's like 18, go on my page or whatever, my husband's taking care of it. I just want to tell you guys, thank you guys very much. I appreciate all you guys. I didn't realize how much you guys are all into this. I think it's hilarious, and I really, 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 really appreciate you guys. You guys are so sweet. And yeah, so yeah, I'm definitely putting this on YouTube. After everything's done, I'm going to save it, and then my husband's going to put it on YouTube. Let's get on to the story. Okay, so we decided to travel full-time as a family. We bought this house because, oh my God, I have ADHD so bad I can't look at this. So we bought our forever home. We thought this was our forever home. We have 3 children. I was pregnant with my 3rd, and we said, this is where we're gonna be. This is gonna be everything. We were putting all our money into this house because it was gonna be like, we're gonna have our grandkids in this house. That kind of thing. We put a brand new metal roof on it. We gutted the house. We did all like tile on the ground, tile wood. Our house was beautiful. Big backyard. We put an 8-foot vinyl brand new fence on this thing. We put some money into this house, okay? Because we want it to last forever. Then we decided I had some very bad mental health problems with my previous job as a makeup artist. The girls I was with, nasty humans, but they deteriorated my mental health really bad, where I was coming home crying every night. And then my husband was like, enough is enough. You need to focus on yourself. And we always had a big dream of living in an RV and traveling the country and figuring it out. It was the best decision. So we sold everything, which was not difficult. We were pretty minimalistic in this giant house. We sold everything.
To turn off comments. I think that's a good idea. There's like
why are we turning comments off? No, because people are going to ask questions. No.
Or you could wait to have a question.
No. Anyways, okay. So we decided to travel and got an RV, and we started to do it. Of course, we had some issues, but like, okay. So we wanted to rent our house. I'm never into like selling our house. I didn't want to make the quick buck. I want this house until I retire. That's my plan with real estate. I want to have a couple houses to rent out for them to just pretty much pay the mortgage. I'm of course gonna make a little bit of profit on it. I didn't with her, but in general, make a little bit of profit on. But my goal was I was gonna sell these when we retired, and that's what it was gonna be. Okay. So we knew we were gonna rent. We found an amazing realtor. She knows what she's been doing. Unfortunately, I can't like promote her because you'll find out who my house was. So she's an amazing realtor. She was on her shit. I didn't want anyone new. She's like, oh, I can find someone like that. I didn't realize how easy it was to rent your house. We put the ad up on the MLS or whatever, and we had a line out the door pretty much. The amount of people coming in to see your house and interviewing and everything was crazy. This lady, the tenant from hell, seemed like the best of the best. She was a single woman. She was a retired nurse, and she was just her and her dog, and she just wanted a big house, and her son pays for everything. He's wealthy, I guess you would say. Wealthy, has his own business. I know everything about his business. Not going to say it. Don't worry. I knew everything about his business. He was making plenty of money. He was going to pay for all of her expenses. I'm like, okay, everything seems good. She came in. I went and met her on her moving day. This was right before we decided to like full on in the RV and leave. I met her. I said, hey, like, she was like, oh, I hope you're not mean. And I'm like, I'm not mean. I'm like, I'm actually really cool. I'm going to be a really cool landlord. Come into this home. I want you to make this your home. If you want to make any little modifications, please ask. But like, I have no problem. Like, she's like, I want to be here forever until like you know? And I was like, amazing. Like, stay here as long as you want. I want this to be your new home. And she was so worried we were going to cut like done RV traveling and come back home. Like, no. This is our investment property now. We don't look this as our forever home anymore. Enjoy it. Enjoy this house. This is yours. She seemed normal. She seemed normal, but that's it. We left, and literally within a few days, I start getting calls. I never gave her my husband's phone number. I'm trying not to read the comments because I can't like focus. I tried not to, I kept getting calls from her, but I thought it was normal as a landlord, like I was a new landlord. So, she was calling about little things, asking about little things. And I was like, okay, like she has little questions about here and there. But it kind of was odd that she was calling me every single day, but I digress. One of the first problems was she lost her key. Like literally within like a few days, she lost her key. I was like, oh my God. So we were in Disney. We left Disney immediately. I went and got a copy of the key, overnighted the key to her, which I find out in the lease, like definitely did not have to do, and she had to be charged for it. That will be coming out of security deposits right on the lease. She's responsible for her key. So I sent her the key. No big deal. Wasn't a big deal. Okay, great. Next couple days later, again, she's calling me every day. She said, hey, the bathroom in the guest bathroom, remember it's only her and there's 2 bathrooms. The guest bathroom, like it's like when you flush it, it's not like flushing properly. Okay, no big deal. I didn't blame her at all for breaking that. No big deal. I'll have someone fix it. She called me on like a Friday evening, like at 7 o'clock. Everything that she called me, just remember when she did all her complaints or everything like that, she just, okay. Sorry. I'm trying to, I have I'm going to keep saying I have ADHD. She calls me always on like a Friday night and then expects someone like immediately. I'm pretty sure she does that on purpose. So she calls me on a Friday night and she's like, I need someone here immediately. And I'm like, pump the brakes. There's nothing, I was very nice, but I was like, oh my God, yes, I'll call someone. But like, there was nothing where there's plumbing issues. There's no water on the ground. There's nothing crazy. She just couldn't like flush it properly, but it wasn't backed up. She didn't even use the bathroom kind of thing. But she's like, oh my gosh, but I'm having people like painters come in and paint the house. I need this immediately done now because I have people coming in to paint my house. And what if they have to use the bathroom? I'm like, well, there's 2 bathrooms, but I will try to get someone there. So I paid an outrageous fee. I think it was like $400 or $500. Something outrageous. I have it written down already. But she's not going to get charged for it. I'm not taking that out of her security deposit. It was $400 or $500 to like fix a valve of some sort because it was the weekend and I had to do it immediately. Everything was immediate. She needed it done immediately. I know now as a landlord, you can get things scheduled and say, okay, this is when they were available. I got them done as quick as possible. It doesn't need to be within less than 24 hours unless it is an actual emergency, which everything that as I replaced and did was not an actual emergency. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. Then she calls me about she couldn't figure out how to use the light remote for the fan. Okay. She expected, she knew I was full-time traveling. She expected my family, because she knew my family was close by. She wanted them to come over to like do certain things for her. And I'm like, that's not the way it works. She kept calling me like a concierge and thinking I would fix little things. She didn't know how to use the fan. I tried to talk to her on the phone with it, didn't know how to do it. I had to hire, this is when I hire my handyman. This guy comes in and he does everything and is helping me. He's pretty much my management. Like I call him for every little thing I need because I had to call all the time. Like he made a lot of money off me, which I'm very grateful for him though. Came in, did the remote, fixed it for her so she can use the fan remote for the living room. Okay. Let's go into very shortly after. So this was all within the first week. Shortly after, between week 2 and 3, I find out she smokes in the house. The reason why I find out she smokes in the house, because my handyman came in, and I think it was for the fan. It was the first time he was in there, so the fan. He came in there for the fan remote. He walked in, he's like, wait, you own this house, right? You know she smokes in the house? She's smoking in the house, like right now. And I'm like, excuse me? That's when my stomach hit the floor. That's when I made my first TikTok video, just ranting because I was so upset. And that was my biggest rule. Don't smoke in my house. And Annalise says, don't smoke in the house. You're immediately evicted. I call my realtor immediately when I find out. I kept it quiet with her. I call my realtor. I'm like, what do I do? Because I found out she's smoking in the house and this is extremely damaging. And this is like within the first month of her being there. That's a problem. I know she's a little old lady. So then she's like, okay, you're going to have to like do an amendment. You can either evict her, which whatever, or you can do something where she has to sign where she can stay, but she has to get the house ozoned and she got to like kind of like pretty much promise swear she's not going to smoke again. And I called them and let them know. And the son gave me a sob story, which I know now, like, unfortunately, I have to put emotions aside. This is where I messed up. He was like pretty much crying to me. He's like, her smoking has ruined my life. I have cost me so much money. It was the reason why her husband got divorced. Like it goes on and on and on and on. Like he's just giving me a sob story. He's like, she cannot come live with me. I will not survive. This is the reason why I'm single. I mean, he went on. I immediately broke down. I was like, crap, like we're gonna have to like figure this out. So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna send over some paperwork. And the paperwork was such an issue because they weren't signing it, and or they did sign it and they didn't read it. I said they had till this day to get to the ozone cleaning. I told my tenant, the female, I said, hey, make sure it's done by this day. I reminded her, hey, I'm having an inspection this day. Make sure it's done by this day because it needs to be cleared and read that there is no smoke left in the house. Yes, 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 yes. The tenant was keeping it quiet with her son and not doing anything. So she didn't have money, I guess, to pay for the ozone cleaning. Hey, hearties. Pay for the ozone cleaning. So she just like avoided it and just thought it would just disappear. And I was like, no, like you signed paperwork. You will leave in 3 days. You will be, if I come and get that inspection done and there's still smoke in the house, within 3 days, you have to leave and vacate. Everything is in your house. You have 3 days. This is where the whole 3-day thing was a little confusing. They signed paperwork that they will evict in 3 days if I caught them smoking. And they didn't get the ozone fix. Again, a sob story. Oh my God. The son was kind of got really mad at me because he's like, why didn't you tell me this? Like, I was like, I gave you paperwork. You just didn't read it. We got in a bickering fight because I was like, you have to, I already extended it by certain days, like 2 days. And then they're like, you need to give me another 2 or 3 days because now I have to last minute find someone because my mother did not tell me that I had to get an ozone clean. I'm like, yes, but you also still signed something for it. Okay. Finally got it cleaned. Everything was fine. This is when things get interesting. This is when the crazy starts coming out, because the smoking made me mad, but I also sympathized. When she called me, I was just like, okay, it's normal landlord stuff. She starts calling me again every day, multiple times a day. Random things. She called because the neighbor across the street looked creepy because she was an older woman, and she like usually wears black, but like she's like a retired old woman that just lives in her house. I've never had an issue with her. I never talked to her, but she was just like a quiet little lady. She got her mail and she went back. That's it. She said she was creepy, so she had to complain about that. Okay. Then the neighbors on one side, it's this little family. They have little kids and a little chihuahua. Chihuahua makes an important thing. She complained because they were on their little Barbie Jeep on our little road. That's a very quiet road that no cars go down. She was complaining that the kids were on the road. Why are you calling me about that? What am I going to do about it? You need to have your own kids out of the road and out of the driveway. Like, they weren't in the way from her. She doesn't drive. So it just doesn't make sense. She just wanted to complain. Then she was complaining that the neighbors they were all sitting outside, and her dog, the neighbor's dog, was not in a leash by them on their front yard. What? It's their dog. It's their front yard. What would you like? I'm not police. Like, what? And the police would laugh if they showed up. I'm going to keep going. Okay. This was a kicker when I knew she was like, poo-poo. She calls me because her dog, this is the start of the neighbor war, her dog went into my neighbor's yard and she wanted me to get her dog. I'm in a different state at this point. I'm in a different state at this point. She wants me to physically get her dog out from her neighbor's yard. Thankfully, that's the neighbor that we absolutely love, and we actually have their contact information. And I said, hey, and she's like, yeah, this dog keeps coming in my backyard. Like, I have chickens, and then my dogs are now scared of this dog because I knew the dog was aggressive. I was warned about it already, that the dog was aggressive, and that's why she had to leave her previous place. There's more to this. So she was yelling at me, and then her son called me that I needed to get the dog. What do you mean? It's your dog. What? So she called animal control on her own dog that was digging holes underneath the fence and burying himself because the dog was in the yard. Then I get a complaint that I need to pave and put rocks all on the edge of the fence because her dog was digging underneath the fence. How is this my fault that your dog is digging? But apparently I found out during this process, after these crazy calls, that her dog had animal control called on her beforehand for a different, same kind of instance, but with different neighbors, and was digging holes into other neighbors and so forth too. So her dog has been an issue. And I found out, because his son was pleading to me, that her son paid $10,000 at the last, I guess his old house, $10,000. I don't know if it was her old house that she sold or his house. Anyways, $10,000 on damages this dog did. I said, you're telling me this and you're in my house right now? Okay. Thank you so much. $10,000. That's crazy. So she calls animal control on her own dogs. Still an issue. My neighbors, the neighbors that are sweet and everything, are now getting pissed because their yard is dug up. Their chickens are scared. They're hiding the chickens in their giant coop. And then their dogs are now scared because this dog is aggressive and he just barks. I remember her calling me and just barking and barking and barking. I'm like, why am I in the middle of this? But I digress. Animal control gets whatever. And then my sweet neighbor starts screaming and crying because the dog had feathers all in the mouth from getting chickens. Yeah. And she lined on her side of the fence a whole bunch of pavers and everything so the dog would not come through. Yet it still came through. So then my tenant started calling, complaining, these chickens are in my yard, blah, blah, blah. They're allowed to have chickens, blah, blah, blah. My neighbor was like, listen, she's calling right now. I almost said the name, sorry. My tenant from hell was calling me saying there was chickens in the yard. I called the neighbor and she's like, I'm looking at my chickens right now. They're in their coop. I haven't let them out because her dog keeps coming out and it pulled feathers out of it. They haven't left the coop in days. Who's lying? You know what I'm saying? But regardless, why am I in the middle of this? My tenant from hell decides to call animal control on the chickens because she has 3 or 4 chickens. We find out you're not allowed to have chickens there. I thought you were allowed to have up to 5 chickens there. We had chickens before we left and decided to be full-time travelers. So we had no idea too. So that was a problem. Animal control got started. These were her babies. They now started a neighbor war. The son now got involved, was calling animal control, and her was calling animal control every day in the chickens to get them removed because they were trying to be assholes. The tenant from hell was calling my neighbor constantly, got her number because my sweet neighbor went to the tenant and said, hey, like, we're your new neighbors. I see her, like, she was getting like a surgery. I remember like the first week she was there. She was like, hey, just call or text me if you need anything. I can always come help you for something. Sweet, right? Bad idea to give her your phone number because she started calling and calling and calling. My neighbor screenshot it and sent it to me. I have that in my binder. Don't worry. Screenshots of how many times she called her, like 10 to 20 times. Then she screenshotted the voicemails of what she was saying and threatening her. And then she had to call the cops on her for harassment because it was so bad. Because she was just like, you shouldn't have chicken, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, it is nighttime. Why are you calling me? That sort of thing. So that was an issue. Started a whole neighbor war. And then I remember the son just calling me and texting me. I have a lot of texts from this. I had a lot of screenshots of texts of him saying like, their neighbors shouldn't have chickens, blah, blah, blah. It's not my fault. The dog wanted to go over there to get the chicken, blah, 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 blah. We're like, your dog shouldn't be digging under and getting in someone's yard anyways. Like, what if it bit someone? Like, they have grandkids that come over because it's an aggressive dog. And I was like, why am I in the middle of this? And he's like, I'm going to get those chickens taken away. I'm like, congratulations. Like, why are you telling me this? Like, you think you're all big and bad. Go in your little corner, huff and puff in the corner by yourself. Like, I don't understand. Animal control had to do a full report, actually got her own self and her own dog in trouble for digging through the yard. So she just bit her own ass pretty much. And then animal control had to do a full report. They got pictures of him digging, and all that stuff. So that was taken care of. I already talked about feathers in the mouth. Okay, let's keep going on about the dog and the neighbor war. Yeah, because cops were called. I don't know how I got stuck in the middle. I'm like, this doesn't even involve me. Why? Oh, then he told me I had to fix the fence. Like I said about the papers, he wanted me to pay to have, he's like, well, it's part of the lease. Like, the lease was a fully enclosed fence, and obviously it's not fully enclosed if the dog can get underneath it. On top of that, in Florida, it's like a drain, so it's a little bit of an incline. So running water, and like certain areas or certain spots. So he decided to, but I'm like, you dug through everything underneath. That doesn't make sense. Like, it was professionally done, vinyl white, 8-foot giant hardcore fence. Like, I went and paid, what did we pay? Like $13,000 for it? Something crazy. Like $13,000 for this fence.
No, it was 9. It would have been 13 if we did it.
9. It was $9,000 to do the fence. And we don't have a huge yard. $9,000 for the fence. And it's hardcore. Like, it's beautiful. I'm very proud. I was very proud of that fence. Anyways, so that happened. I was like, fixing what? Like, it is enclosed. Your dog decided to get underneath it. I don't, like, what? Okay. Okay, I talked about the calling in the middle of the night. Okay, this one's funny. So I get a call, let's say Thursday, Friday night, at nighttime. Like, it's already dark outside. I panic because when she calls me, I just always panic because there's always something wrong. She calls me and tells me the power's out. I'm like, okay, first thing, let me check Florida Power and Light. Let me see if there's an outage somewhere. Find out, oh no, it's because I didn't pay my bill. How is this my problem? She didn't pay her bill. She forgot to pay her bill. And it was my problem because I was the one who needed to figure out how to get it back up. She's like, well, I did pay it. I paid it online now, but I don't know how to turn it back on. And I'm like, okay, call FP&L. This is not my issue. It ended up being my issue because she kept calling me and like trying to figure it out. And she was like, it kind of like slightly threatening me. Like, this is a landlord issue. You need to take care of this. I'm like, this is not my issue. You forgot to pay your bill. Then she keeps saying, well, maybe all the breakers and the electric in the house is broken. All this and that. Well, your breakers look old, so I think you need to replace them. That's the reason why the electric's not working. I'm like, you literally just told me you did not pay your bill. That's why the electric isn't on. I was calling back to back until like 1 in the morning because FP&L has like some sort of like 24-hour thing. Constantly calling. I'm telling them, hey, a technician's coming here. She's like, no, you need to have someone come over here to whatever. FP&L said, just flip the breaker. She's like, well, I don't know how to flip the breaker. I'm like, you literally just go like this. She's like, I don't know how to. So she wanted me to hire someone to flip a breaker for her. I finally was able to, I told FP&L, I kept calling them. I'm like, listen, she wants me to have someone in the middle of the night, hire someone. I don't have anyone to hire in the middle of the night to come flip a breaker for her. Finally, FP&L went really, really early in the morning. It was like 5, 6 in the morning, something crazy. He went over and he's like, I just flipped the breaker and it's on. I was like, are you serious? Is this a joke? So the power was on and everything. Then later that day, and like the power's on, everything's fine. She calls me again because she's like, well, my friend, always her friend. Every time she had a friend over, there's always an issue and I always got a call. It's another thing. My friend called and he said the breaker looks really old and needs replaced. I'm like, okay, well, this house is not a brand new build. It is a little bit of an older house. It's not crazy old, but okay. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have it checked just in case because electric scares me. Electric and plumbing scare me. So I'm going to have it checked anyways. I paid someone to go over there to check it. And he said, nothing is wrong with it. Like, there's nothing, like, why would you need to replace this? There's nothing wrong with it. It would be stupid and more of a hassle to replace this. Nothing's wrong. And I asked FP&L too, and they said nothing. No, I just flipped the breaker and everything was fine. So I got a whole cause of like headache for like 3 or 4 days for no reason that should not involve me. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what order I'm into because some things are a little messed up and I have little arrows. But then I caught her smoking 3 times in July. I've never confronted her about it because this was a process I'll talk about later about the eviction process. I was keeping it secretive because I had documented evidence that she smoked 3 times in the house due to the wind device. If you know what a wind device is, I talked about it. I'm not sponsored or anything by them. You guys actually are the ones who told me about it. And it's a device that's like 99% accurate. And they knew I was installing it. The tenant son knew I was installing it. And they were a little scared. They're like, that's really accurate. I'm like, yeah, that's the point. It can tell when smoke goes in. It tells when it's cleared. So I got an alert. I got a text. And I was like, crap. It was later in the evening time. Smoke went in. It told me the duration of how long it was. And then when it cleared. Next day, same thing. 2 days later, same thing. And I was like, here we go. You're done. You're done. I caught you smoking. And then I didn't write this on my list, but then she would do some like weird stuff, right? Like when the tenant war was happening, like some kind of like cuckoo stuff. She was outside screaming. I made videos on this. She was outside screaming at her dog. And my neighbor called me and was like, something's going on. She's screaming at her dog saying like, you're the reason why I smoke in the house. You're the reason why I smoke. And she just kept saying it over and over and over and screaming it at her dog. Like, I think she wanted the neighbor to hear it, so I would get an inspection. And then I got an inspection. The house was completely deep cleaned, and then it smelled like smoke. This was before my wind device went off. I didn't have an inspection after the wind device went on. Like, this was before. Okay. Oh, I feel like I'm losing my voice. First page. Done. Okay, here is when we get to the garbage disposal, dishwasher, all plumbing stuff. So I get a call that from her that the sink's backed up. Plumbing again scares me. So I'm like, okay, let me get someone over there. I got my handyman over there. She just got her house professionally cleaned again because he could smell it and stuff like that. She did have cleaners, but like before anyone came to the house now she had cleaners and things deep cleaned before anyone came in because of certain situations of things smelling like smoke. But this is before I caught her smoking for the second time. Okay, that's not until July. The plumber went in and looked at the pipes, opened them up, and it was completely clogged with rice. You guys can fight me all you want about a garbage disposal place. Go through rice, and I guess like spaghetti noodles like that is a no for plumbing. She was dumping, and she told me, she's like, I dumped a whole bunch of rice. Like when I take my portion and then I just shove it all in the bottom in the garbage disposal. Like she goes, I put everything down there. I put coffee. I put all my food scraps, everything goes down the garbage disposal, and I just grind it up, and it goes. I'm like, well, we had a strainer. We left it on purpose. We left a strainer in there, so you like, you know, when it strains, you just dump in the trash or whatever, you know. And then the little leftover parts, you can garbage disposal it. She took it out. She's like, I put everything down there, all the scraps and everything. Can you let me know when people give me gifts, I can say their names. She took it out and said, what whatchamacallit, I put everything down there, all my scraps. I'm like, well, that's an issue. Like, I have septic. The house has septic. Thanks, Chrissy. I have septic, so that's not going to work out. Thanks, Selena. And
Katie Floyd.
Who?
Katie and Floyd.
Katie and Floyd. Katie and Floyd. Okay, so in red, that's a cool name. And Suzanne. Thanks, guys.
You said your name right there.
And Courtney and Katie. So then I had, and Chelsea and Felicia. I have ADHD, OSK, Miss Wolfo 2, Sparklers, Monty 19 something, Chelsea, Cece, Princess P, Allie. Oh my god, I'm not gonna get through this. I don't know what that name, something with the tiny dinosaur, Princess something, Dire. Ooh, look at the little jellyfish. Oh my god, I have ADHD. I'm sorry. Libby, Carrie. So then I see that she has in Carrie D. Hey guys. Hey Red. Look at that. You're so cute. Okay, Floyd. Okay, I'm panicking. Okay, Carrie. Okay, Red. And Michelle. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Let me get through this and then I'll go back into it. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. So then, okay, so they found out all the rice was in and it was bad. The pipes are connected from the garbage disposal into the dishwasher. When that was connected, it was damaging the dishwasher as well. This is before we knew we had dishwasher problems. So we fixed the pipes, he cleared them out, and we warned her, like, please, keep the strainer in there. I know you took it out. She's like, yeah, I don't use it. She put it aside. Keep the strainer in there. I gave her a new strainer. I said, please use it. Those lights are cute. Anyways, Einstein lights. I want Einstein lights for the RV.
I regress.
Oh my god, oh my god, thankfully I'm not drinking. So that was clogged. Okay. The dishwasher, we had to fix a few things on the dishwasher because it was clogged, but everything was running smoothly. I get a call literally a few days the next day. Oh, yeah, are you using a strainer? No. And I'm like, I told you use a strainer. She clogged up the pipes again. The dishwasher started leaking in a little bit at the end. The plumber guy came in. He was like, yeah, it's going to cost an arm and a leg. I have to replace, like, these pipes in the dishwasher or whatever. And I was like, just replace the whole thing. F it. I'm done. Just replace the dishwasher, replace the garbage disposal. Look at the beaver. You see it? Replace everything and just like clean, fresh start. Maybe it's something no. I replaced a brand new dishwasher, which she will be charged on a security deposit, and a brand new garbage disposal. And guess what happened the next week? I paid someone again because, so cute. Paid someone again because she broke those. Love that. Thank you, Star. So she broke that. So I was like, great. Look at the little kitty cat. Hey, Tyre. So she broke that, and oh my god, the glizzy hot dogs. 100 glizzies. Oh, do you guys watch the AI stuff? I can't. It's so funny. Anyways, so thank you, Molly. Oh god, fuck. I have such bad ADHD. The thing on YouTube, you guys are gonna be so annoyed seeing this on YouTube. So replaced everything, and then she broke it again. So that's gonna be coming out of her security deposit because it was done for negligence. I then decided I'm done. I've fixed it now once. I've replaced it, and now you want me to fix it again? Like, this is obviously you're causing this issue, and the plumber has saw it both times that you're clogging the drains and the plumbing, and it's ruining my dishwasher and my brand new garbage disposal. Ooh, thanks, guys. Thanks, Rachel. So just tell me the big ones. Let me know the names. Thanks, Hazel. So that happened, and
they're coming and going so fast.
I know. Let me try to get through the story. Fuck, I'm so sorry.
No, don't say that.
Don't say the F word. Sorry. Can't say that. I am, look how I had. You guys, I'm not even drinking. I'm drinking water. This is so bad. Okay. So I gave him paperwork. This is important. I gave him paperwork and had them sign saying, listen, you guys kept breaking this because of negligence. I need you guys to sign this because I am no longer responsible for the plumbing in the kitchen and the dishwasher because you guys keep breaking it because you're not listening to the rules and you keep putting stuff down there. They decided they're not going to sign it. The son said, okay, sure, yeah, no problem. I'll sign it. And then I was like, hey, I'm still waiting on her mom. She hasn't signed it. And then all of a sudden she's like, nope, I'm not going to sign it. So I'm like, cool. And then I said, great. And then she's like, okay, well, the sink's backed up again. I'm like, great. Well, I just got it fixed. So guess what? My handyman's going to go in there and remove the the garbage disposal. She was not happy about that at all. I had her cousin, niece, someone grabbed the phone from her, which I shouldn't have talked to her because it has nothing to do with her or the lease. Don't legally have to talk to her. And she says, "You're the landlord, come fix it." And I said, "That's great, I am going to fix it. By me fixing it is removing the garbage disposal because I just bought a new one and I need it for my next tenant because she just ruined it. I do not legally have to give you a garbage disposal. That is not part of the lease. I was nice enough to replace it once. I'm done." Wasn't happy about that. And I think that was a big reason she was like, "Oh, she's serious. I'm done." Oh, little duckies. She's done. She's done. So, I think it sent her over the edge and it sent me over the edge because I wasn't backing down because she pissed me off too many times. I spent so much money on that, kept getting it fixed, and she wasn't listening and she kept purposely doing it. I'm like, I'm done. Okay? Done. Let's run it back a little bit because I forgot something. When I was getting, Cinderella. When I was getting one of the inspections done for after the ozone cleaning, I had an inspector come in. This was a day, daylight savings day happened where you lose sleep, okay? Let's say the appointment was at 11 o'clock. I have the official paperwork. I just don't have it in front of me.
It was at
9 o'clock. I was actually on San Francisco and I documented the whole thing. It was 9 o'clock, okay? And she calls me at 9:01 to complain, scream at me over the phone, and tell me I'm holding her hostage because the person's late. I said, it's 9:01. Your appointment's at 9. Daylight savings has happened. Let me call him to see where he's at. Because it's only been a minute. He was running 15 to 30 minutes behind. He ended up being almost 30 minutes behind. She lost her shit on me. I said, okay. What?
That word.
Ugh, I'm not supposed to curse. Lost her mojo on me. So I gave them his number. I said, you guys can I am not there. If you need to reschedule for a different time this day or the next day, please do. Because of course, he was late. Yeah. But again, it's not the crazy time. She's retired. That's not the point. But she's also not retired and doesn't drive. Where are you going that you have to be so mean about it? It's daylight savings. He was a couple minutes late. He got held up on his last job. He had an early morning thing. I'm sorry. She went off on me. So she went off on me and I was just it was a lot. I put it on speaker of how she was talking to me in front of my mother, in front of my grandmother and my sister because we were on a girls trip all in the same hotel room. And my sister looks at me. She's spicy. She was only 18 or 19. She was like, what the F is wrong with this lady? Why is she talking like this? I'm like, oh, this is live. This is on speaker. She's talking to me right now. I just muted myself. She's like, she talks to you like that? I'm like, yeah, she does. She's cursing me out, screaming, all that kind of stuff. It was bad. I'm glad there were people that actually heard how she talks to me in real life because it was bad. So then we ended up, the inspector came either the next day or a little bit later that day and everything was fine. But I'm like, you caused this huge drama for no reason. I just think she wanted a little bit spice in her life. Okay. My heart's racing just thinking about this.
Just pay attention and get
I know. Okay. Another big issue was when I got Wi-Fi into the house because of the Wind device, which I let them know, I have this device. If you want to be in this house after, you smoking in the house with the ozone cleaning, I'm putting a Wind smoking device in the house. For that, I needed Wi-Fi. She would not give me her Wi-Fi password, which is fine. She wouldn't let me have her Wi-Fi thing so I could connect to it. So I had to get my whole different system because let's say she had Xfinity or Comcast, I had to get AT&T and I had to pay for it to be in the house. It was already pre-wired, so it was fine. I had a technician go in there, plus I had a handyman go in there with it and install it, have the Wi-Fi box put in. That was an arm of whatever, it's fine, whatever. Finally was able to be put in. AT&T, when they were there, said, hey, we're going to come right back. We have to bury one of the wires in the backyard because it's just hanging out. Cool. The guy came back and she just said, nope, you're not coming back in my backyard. And they're like, what? The owner, we need to put it in the backyard. We just told you we were going to come right back. We had to go get something. They said no. And she was threatened. She said the son called me and they were like, oh my God, they had to come back. I thought it was only going to be an hour process. And I'm like, apparently they have to do a wire in the back. I don't know. I'm not Mr. AT&T, not ADT. ADT is a thing we have to deal with too. AT&T, and she was like, oh, I can't. I have protection on me. I can't let them in my backyard. And I'm like, okay. So then I had it set up for, let's say, in a few days, they're going to come in. I was like, okay, well, they're coming on this day at this time. Woo! This day on this time. I feel like an AI person.
Yeah, you gotta stop.
I'll stop. And this day and this time, they're going to come. You guys, I had 2 different people from AT&T call me, and they were like, I have never dealt with anyone like this, and I have it saved. They actually, I didn't know AT&T could text you too. I have text messages from them. They're like, ooh, they could. I need to stop that. Maybe I should be one of the computer programmers. Anyways, they're like, I have never dealt with someone like that before. They guess they went to her door and they kept knocking and like, hey, like, we're gonna go in your backyard, because they have to knock before they go on like private property, number 1. Number 2, they don't want to get bitten by a dog. The dog barks and everything. They knocked on her door. She let the dog in the backyard on purpose and wasn't answering the door. And the AT&T people were like, we could see her in there. Like, she just wouldn't answer the door. They finally, after a while, I guess she answered the door, and they said she was AT&T. And the guy said, I have never had someone slam the door in my face. And she slammed my door in the face not once, but twice. So I was like, you guys have to let them in the backyard to bury the wire. She's like, nope, not happening. Okay. So then they said, okay, well, we can't like make you another appointment because like this happened where she wouldn't let us in the backyard. So we're just going to come on the next like open date kind of thing. So it ended up being a few days later, they came to the door. Same thing happened. They're like, well, we don't have an appointment, but like we have to get this done. And you didn't let me come into my appointment time last time. So I'm pretty much just showing up and seeing if I can get in the backyard this time without your dog in the backyard. She let the dog out in the backyard again. Slammed the door in their face and wouldn't allow him. So then I called the son and my tenant and I said, hey, like, can you please let AT&T in the back? They've been calling me constantly, emailing me. They're just trying to bury a wire. Can you please just let them in the backyard? They don't need to come in the house at all. You need to give me a 24-hour notice. I said, girl, I did the first time. We had a scheduled thing. You didn't let them back. And then they came and made an appointment and you slammed the door in their face. Now they just showed up because I need to get it done. They're hoping you don't have the dog in the backyard. And they said, legally, we don't have to. And I was like, oh my gosh, is this really serious? Like, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal. You're causing drama out of nothing. Like, they're just doing their job. Like, you don't have to be nasty to people doing their job. Look, I'm in space. Can you see it yet?
Can you stop? Get through it, man.
I'm trying to get through it. Okay. Then, in the middle of the night one night, not in the middle of the night, it was like 9 o'clock. That's still late, but like 9 o'clock. It was past 5. She only supposed to call me 9 to 5. Oh my gosh, I need this done immediately. Okay, what happened? Oh, the fan in the back. There's 2 fans in the back patio. One of the fans is not blowing hard enough. You're calling me late at night for about a fan and you want it replaced immediately. I said, there's a working fan out there. I'm sorry it's not up to your satisfaction. That was an extra fan I put out because my kids were outside with like playing chalk and bubbles and stuff like that. I'm not replacing my side extra fan. If you want it that bad, you can buy a plug-in fan. It's not my responsibility. I kept having to say that. Once I got like over it at that point, I was like, this is not a landlord's responsibility. Figure it out on your own. Okay? I kept having to say it to her because she wasn't getting it. She kept calling me. Like, I kept saying, I'm not your hotel concierge. It seemed like that pretty much all the time. She would always call me asking like I was a hotel concierge. It's not. You need to go into an older community. She's an older woman, older community, and have an actual concierge if you want that kind of service. This is her first time renting a house, and she ended up renting for me. This is the first time I had a tenant. So this is like the situation that was going down. If you guys didn't know, she had her own house. She sold it. She moved in with her son for a little bit. Son could not handle her. Said, get out. And he told me that. He's like, I cannot handle her. I had to pay. I'm paying all of her bills because I need her out of my house because she's ruining my life. I said, great. Now she's going to ruin my life. And she did. Okay. Now we're going on. You guys remember the lizards and the snakes? 2 separate occasions, totally irrelevant. She called me because she's like, oh my God, there's an infestation. I was like, what? Is there bees in the roof? Is there mouses? Like, what is going on? Oh my gosh, there's a lot of lizards outside. You guys, I wish I was making this up. I wish I was making this up. lizards. We're in Florida, okay? There's lizards everywhere you go. You probably step on them walking in a Target every time. Like, they're everywhere. And she said there's too many lizards. I'm like, you can't kill, like, I'm not having an exterminator. I'm not having an exterminator come out. I don't even know if it's legal to kill lizards. I would not kill a whole bunch of lizards. I need to stop saying that word. They're lizards. Like, they're outside. They're not inside the house. They're outside. It's a difference as well. They're not inside. Okay. So yeah, that. And then she called me and complained that she's like, this is your problem. I need you to fix this. And I said, what is it? She said, there is a black snake outside. I'm like, oh yeah, like a black racer? You're in Florida. That's very good. They're there. They're probably eating toads. And if there's any mouses or anything, they eat those. They're harmless. I'm petrified of snakes. Don't get me wrong. Petrified of snakes. I wouldn't call my landlord. It wasn't in the house again. She just saw it outside, and she wanted me to re-screen the whole patio and put something in the door so it had no chance of getting into the patio. We're in Florida. Do you want me to put a bubble over the house? I don't understand. It was definitely not a rattlesnake. It was just a little garden snake. Harmless. Like, an exterminator would laugh if I called them. They were like, we're not hurting an innocent snake. Like, let it live. I wish I was joking. Okay. Talk about the amendment already. Okay, and then let's talk about the grass. We're pretty much done with this. I don't remember anything besides the grass. We got complaints from the neighbor, and then we got complaints from the city. Because she wasn't having the grass cut. That is her responsibility. Her son does pay for it. She does have a dog walker that comes multiple times a day. She does have a cleaner. She has a nurse when she had her surgery. And I guess she does have a nurse or someone with her all the time. And then she has a lawn person. Maybe she forgot to pay the lawn person. I don't know. Multiple times the grass was like this high. So I've reminded her when she was like, oh yeah, you're going to hand me my security deposit. Are you just going to send me a check on the day of the inspection, aka today? And I was like, interesting. I have 21 days to send over if there's any complaints regards of the security deposit being lowered because of certain things. I didn't give her everything, but I'm like, just letting you know, I did get a complaint from the city about the lawn. So that was a hint. You need to get the lawn cut, or I have to get it cut and then deduct it from your security deposit, pretty much. So today, the lawn was freshly cut. It looked like absolute garbage. Even my inspector took a picture and sent it to me. He took a whole pictures, videos, everything. He sent it to me and he's like, wow, yeah, the lawn was bad when it got cut because there's like this chunks of pile of grass on the grass because it was so high that like the lawnmower, it doesn't just like disperse it properly. It's like big globs of like dirt and grass, but it's cut, so it's fine. And then she texted me, this was a couple days ago when she got the house cleaned. She was like, hey, like, yeah, all the garbage cans are freshly cleaned and they're put in the garage. I'm like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, they're full of waste, like a whole bunch of garbage bags or like normal garbage stuff. They got a picture of it, filled over the brim of just like yard waste. And there was a whole bunch of like furniture and stuff on the side of the roads. I'm like, great. And my new tenant already saw it and I was like, great. But that's not the end of the world. That's just like minor things, not the biggest deal. Okay, so today was the move out day. Today she decided on the date and she decided on the time, and we signed a contract saying the lease would end and the whole inspection and everything was at 12 o'clock today, and the lease was done. I got a text. I don't know, I'm guessing you guys know about this. Last night at around 9:30 at night, she texted me and say, it's not going to work for me. She doesn't drive. So she was like, yeah, my son was supposed to drive me, but now he can't drive me. So can't come at 12. And I'm like, you knew this ahead of time. You should have figured this out. And I found out where her new place that she's renting, which is way more expensive, is 5 minutes from the house, my house. So I'm like, okay, well, you don't have to be there during the inspection, but I need to have the keys and the garage clicker. You can bring it in, like leave it under a rock or something, or leave it in the house or something beforehand. Like you can either do it tonight because it was at 9:30 at night. You can either do it tonight if you have someone now, or you can do it early in the morning. Like if you have to get up at 6 in the morning, get up at 6 in the morning and do it. Just like keep me aware. I'm gonna come at 1. I was like, okay, well I don't even know if the inspector is gonna be there at 1. I'm coming at 1. I'm like, okay. So I called the inspector the next morning at 9 because that's respectful. I'm not gonna text him in the middle of the night. And I said, hey, just found out my tenant from hell is, and he's like, of course, like I don't expect anything less. He's been dealing with her and her craziness from the beginning, so he knows about it. He's like, I don't expect anything less. I'll be there at 1. I said, great. Thankfully, we had a little keypad because I kept saying, like, what if the inspector can't get there at 1? Did you guys change the keypad, the little, like, key fob with the code? If not, I'm going to have him do the inspection at 12, and then after we can get the keys. And she wouldn't answer. I kept asking her and she wouldn't answer. I asked her twice. And I keep asking. I asked her twice. She said, wouldn't answer it. So I was like, okay. So then I gave the inspector the code and I said, hey, just go in. Because it was past 1 o'clock and she wasn't there. It worked, thankfully. So it worked and he got in. He did the inspection. He waited there for about 30 minutes after. Still wasn't there. I texted her. I said, hey, what's going on? Where are you? The inspector's waiting for you. Ghosted. Ever since then, ghosted. So was never able to get a hold of her. And then I texted the son too, and I was like, where's the keys? Like, can you just let me know where the key? Are you bringing her the keys? Do I need to make new keys? Do I need to charge you the keys? Nothing. My new tenant comes in tonight just to look at the house and everything. I said, go ahead, look what you need to do, measure whatever you do, like whatever. Just like, no, I have to get certain things fixed, but she knew that. Our communication's been very good, right? She's like, yeah, the key, I took the key and the garage clicker and I'm like, they're there? She's like, yeah, they're there. And I'm like, great. I mean, I guess it's good, but like she came on her own time and just, they don't want to inform me, like both of them. Like you couldn't have just text me like, hey, I'm going to drop them off, or hey, I dropped them off. Like, so rude. But she's out and she's done. Now we have to deal with the security deposit stuff. Today's Saturday, so we couldn't mail anything, but we are going to do by certified mail. We are changing the locks, but we wanted to get the garage clicker from her. We just needed a communication. Okay, like we just needed communication. Thankfully, we were able to get in the house today because of the key fob, but without it, it would have been way bigger issues because she wasn't giving us the key, and I'm in a different state, and I had a new tenant coming in, literally coming today to look at the stuff. So dealing with the security deposit now is going to be an issue. They have 2 weeks to respond to my things I'm deducting. It will be sent by certified mail. My lawyer knows what's going on. So it is what it is. I am not backing down the security deposit. If they want to take me to court, I'm going to court. But if they're going to take me to court, I'm going to go all the way because I have a laundry list of things I can do. So if they want to go over the security deposit, I will bring the thunder and make it more than the security deposit. I'm just over it. So yeah. Oh, let's get on to the eviction part. How I got her out. So I actually did not evict her. Did I say this yet? I don't think so. No, we haven't yet. I did not evict her. So what happened when the son decided to threaten me? I was over it, and then the son threatened me, and I was like, I'm done. I knew I was done after that because I was like, you're not going to threaten me. It's not going to happen. And you're not going to pin me as a bad guy when she's literally calling and harassing me. Not happening. So this was like a day she was calling me, harassing me. And I had to get to the son and like, listen, you need to chill out with her because I don't know what else to do. She's just calling and cursing me out pretty much. And then he threatened me. And I said, nice. So I have all documentation of that. He was dumb to text it. So I called lawyers, interviewed, finally found one, got a lawyer, and we went through the process. He's like, yep, you need to get her out. I said, absolutely. I'm like, I have this reason. Which one should we do? Which one's going to be the easiest process? He gave me, he's like, let's do a plan of the 3 options. First thing, let's ask her to leave and not pay a breaking of the lease fee. Just let her go and just whatever. I said, fabulous. I've given her this option before. Didn't get through her thick head, but whatever. That didn't work. Second option was like, maybe this is something we can look into, buying her out and saying, I will pay your next first month for your next, they see this, they're probably gonna hate that they didn't go with the second option, but I will pay your next place's first month's rent. Just get out and don't break the lease, and I will pay you the first one. Just get out. That was the second thing. Third thing is want to get sticky. Third thing was, okay, we can go through this, or this of the eviction process. We will start the eviction paperwork, get it through. If we need to go to court, we can go to court. We'll figure out what avenue we want to evict her for. Again, we had multiple reasons to evict her. She was breaking things because of negligence. She was causing a disturbance of the peace with the neighbors and causing, calling the police, the animal control and everything. She smoked in the house. Like, there's so many reasons. And then harassment. There's multiple reasons I can go for too. And I said, which one's easiest? He's like, let's get that until let's see the first two options, and then we can go to court and figure it out. But the first two are going to be the easiest. She took the first deal. She decided, okay, I'm going to find something on my own, I'm going to get out while I can before I have to break this lease or whatever, or I get evicted. I think the son was also scared because he told me he was scared that if I evicted them, he's like, you can't evict me because it's going to hurt my credit score and I'm a business owner and blah, 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 blah. It's going to hurt me as my business. And I said, okay, whatever. So it's smart for them to do, grabbing the first one. I actually didn't go to her and ask her, like, hey, do you want to break your lease with no penalty? I have beforehand because I told her, like, a month, 2, 3. I said, I will break it, no problem. And because she was driving me nuts. My realtor, OG, love her, she said, I will call she's like, you have been through hell and back. I am going to call her, say, I will not take the commission. I will help you find a new home. The landlord wants you out. You can break the lease with no penalty. Let me find you a new home that you're going to love and you're happy in. She took it. She ended up not going with my realtor. She ended up going with a new realtor, but that put in her brain was like, okay, I'm going to go find something. She found something immediately. Again, Florida, it's very, like, rental property. There's such a thing right now. So she found something 5 minutes from my house, and she's paying a lot more in rent, which is crazy. But yeah, that's what happened. So she ended up going, and she picked the date she was going to leave, and we picked out the inspection time. It still didn't work out, and she no-showed and ghosted, but that's how she left. So that went really smoothly. Thank God. I was prepared. I was prepared to go to court, and I'm so glad we didn't have to. If we have to go through security deposit, we'll have to. We'll know in a few weeks, but it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to have to fight in court to get her out. And my biggest thing I was most nervous for was I was going to go through the eviction process, because I've heard the eviction process doesn't go well if you have an angry tenant, because they were going to destroy your house, like putting cement down your plumbing, breaking your walls, breaking your windows. Like, I was just worried for that. I would have easily brought them to court to shoot out of them if they would have done that, but I just didn't want to go through that. Like, I did not want to see the house that I paid so much money for and, like, put so much love and energy into, that was our forever home at one point, her destroying it. So again, I'm really glad, block this person. I'm really glad that that she went with that, and she went out smoothly. And like I said, she did leave the house very well done. Thankfully, there was no, like, crazy damages.
18 plus.
Yeah. There was nothing crazy. It was just, like, slight little things that we have to fix, which we're really grateful for.
Everyone wants you to touch up on the sun threatening you.
Sun threatening me. I actually made a funny video.
Trying to pull up the email.
It was through text.
Oh, okay.
It was through text, and it's on my phone. But I made a sound to it. I made a video, and it was like, it's like, bitch, I like the way you work. Whatever, and I was like in my pajamas, and I like flipped my hair because he threatened me. I don't know why. I think that song is so funny. Anyways, so how he threatened me. So what was it? I can't remember what situation was it for. She was calling me and harassing me, like calling me back for something stupid. It could have been anything. Could have been lizards. Who knows? It was something dumb. She was calling me, leaving me threatening voicemails, texting me constantly, and I had to contact the son. I'm like, listen, you gotta stop. Like, I can't. Oh, I think it was about the neighbor war. The chicken and the neighbor war. Something. Oh, God, I'm getting distracted. Something about that. And then he's like,
It was the lease agreement.
Was it the lease agreement?
Yeah. And then he said to stop threatening.
Maybe it was a lease agreement. Anyways, I said, she's calling me constantly and texting me and stuff like that. I'm like, you have to stop. Like, I'm not answering them on purpose because she's just, like, cursing at me and stuff like that. And she's like, and he said, don't contact whatever, or I'm gonna call the police on you for harassment. I'm like, how am I harassing when I never answered the phone? I never texted her or called her at all. And I have receipts for that. She's a pathological liar. She lies to him about everything. I've caught her multiple lies. She was telling me, and I have recorded phone calls of her giving me permission of recorded phone calls and text messages of her saying that she smoked in the house. This was the first time. She was telling her son, I never would smoke in the house. I never did smoke in the house. And I'm like, hey, son, I can literally show you the text of her saying to me that she smoked in the house, and I have recorded voicemails. Like, obviously she's lying to you. So I don't know what she said in his head to, like, told him saying I was doing things. I wasn't. And I have plenty of receipts to back me up. Like, so I'm like, something's not right in here. Because I was like, so I didn't reply. My anger in me, I didn't talk to her. So then that was the message that he sent me back when I said, please tell her to stop calling me. And he sent me that, and I was like so triggered. I had to put my phone down and walk away because I was like, are you joking? I'm harassing? No. Honey, turn it around. No. I was like, this is not going to end well because she is a narcissistic liar, and you're not going to threaten me by calling the police on me. For what? So that was a big thing. That really just like set it over the edge. The way he worded it, it's on my phone. The way he worded it, and I have screenshots and printed out of. No, I don't have printed out. I have screenshots in email form. Anyways, I have evidence of it. No, it's not gonna happen. So one thing I saw was warn her new landlord. The landlord never called me. The new one never called me. So she must have not put my information, or they just didn't call me. I don't know. But apparently they just didn't care. They're going to learn real quick. Maybe I'm really crossing my fingers that she did learn her lesson just because this was her first time renting. Apparently this was her first time renting. So she can realize like, this is not a hotel stay. This is not a concierge. Like this, like certain things you have to take care of yourself when you don't pay your electric bill, or if there's a spider, you got to kill it yourself. Like that kind of thing. She just needs to go in like an older person home to be.
Someone wants to know if the new tenant's getting a dishwasher disposal back.
Okay, dishwasher disposal with the new tenant. So we have it. I even asked my handyman too. He's like, I don't think it's necessary to put it back in because it's working well without it and stuff like that. And he's like, it's going to cause more issues, and you legally don't have to get in the lease. If she wants one by chance, it's up in the attic. It's brand freaking new. I can have someone install it for her. I have no problem with that. She's sweet as pie. But as of now, it's just sitting in the attic in a little box thing. But if she wants it, she can have it. Did you tell her when the wind went off? No, I did not. So the first time I caught her smoking, it was because she had a complaint. I sent someone in there, and the guy said, hey, she's literally smoking, she's smoking right now in the house. Are you aware of that? That's when I caught it the first time. The other 3 times that she smoked in July, my Wind device went off and I got a text message, and I was being sneaky about it. Because like I said, I was going to go through the eviction process. Like I wasn't playing anymore. I wasn't saying, oh my God, you smoked my house, blah, blah, blah. And they were trying to cover something up or have a scheme because she's a narcissist liar. I said, okay, I have this information now. I have evidence when the smoke started, I don't remember how they measure it, but I have it where they can show like how long it was detected for, how strong it goes for. So it'll say, okay, she started at 7:08 p.m. It ended at 7:15 p.m. It went higher around this peak, and then it disappeared around this peak. Okay, now it's clear. I had 3 of those in July, and I was like, okay, keep smoking. Come on, keep it up. Keep my evidence higher so this eviction could be nice and easy and simple. And then this was at the same time as the whole, okay, I'm leaving kind of thing. So everything kind of happened at like the end of July, where everything was like going down, where she was either leaving or the eviction was happening. But I don't think she even knows now that, I mean, I'm guessing they follow my TikTok, and one of them has to. I'm guessing, like, my videos have so many millions of views. She will find out that I know, though, if she doesn't know, on her security deposit when I have to re-ozone the house. And the thing is, they're like, well, it doesn't smell like smoke. Or, oh, I only smoked a couple cigarettes, stuff like that. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm re-ozoning the house because you smoked in it, and it damaged the paint and into the wall. People were arguing when I first did my total tenant from hell thing. I had so many people arguing with me in the beginning saying, oh, I smoke in my house. I don't have damage in my house. Guys, nicotine is so bad for your house. It goes into everything. It changes the colors of your walls. It's one of the most damaging things for an interior of a house. It's insane. So I don't want to hear that it doesn't damage your house. It 1000% is like one of the most damaging things for your house. And the resale value, like it would kill my resale value on top of that. Like, no, thank you. I would kill my people coming into my tenants. The new tenants coming in. No one wants to be in a house that smokes if they're not a smoker. I would never go into a hotel room, Airbnb, or buy a house. I mean, maybe buy a house, but that's not the point. Go into a house that has been like really smoked in. No, thank you. Okay, do you want to help me with some answers? Now I'm going to answer some questions.
Yeah, did you get the garage door opener back?
Yes, we got the garage door opener back. Woohoo! Okay, so there's a lot of jumping, so I'm just going to like, me and my husband, he can see, mine just like pop. I only see like 2 or 3 and then I disappear. He has a thing where he's rolling down and he's just going to pick some random things to answer. So if you have any questions, thank you, Floyd, for the lightning bolt. When things are questions that are kind of, I guess, important or whatever, he's going to ask and then I'm going to answer. So any questions you guys have, drop them right now. Thank Artfio of what kind of questions are. Thank you, Ashley. You have any questions yet? Yeah,
someone named Jordan said, did the line get buried?
No, the line didn't get buried yet. So my new tenant is actually... Thank you, guys. I think the kitty cat. Oh, it looks like my little white kitty cat. Where is she? Is she sleeping? Here's one of my cats. Hey, garbage man. So the wire never got, I gave up after like the 3rd time. She was so nasty and I felt so bad because it was AT&T people. I had 2 of them call me and they were like, I've never been treated like this before in my life. I was like, I'm so sorry. I know she's a bitch. So now my new tenant is actually getting AT&T and, ooh, lemonade. So my new tenant's actually getting AT&T. So we're signing an addendum agreement or whatever that actually the Wind device, the smoke device, is going to be hooked up to her Wi-Fi because we both can't have AT&T at the same time, which I know sounds like a fiasco, but we're signing a legal contract that she is not allowed to disconnect it at all or take the Wi-Fi down. And it has to be on 24/7. So it is a legal contract that we were signing that has to be done. So that's what's going to happen because we both can't have AT&T there. Oh, yes, she's out.
Did they ever find your videos?
I think they did. I don't know 100%, but I think they did. There's no proof of it. They could be watching right now. Hey.
How do you feel now that she's gone?
I feel a lot more relaxed. I was really anxious today. I think once the 2-week hits, like once I give them the security, like I'm able to breathe a lot more better now. But I think once the security deposit stuff is over, I will be officially like, I don't have to worry about like thinking I'm having to go to court. And I'm just like, I don't want to go to court, but if I have to, I have to. I don't want the fighting back and forth. I don't want the threatening phone calls, stuff like that. So I'm going to be sending either probably Tuesday because my birthday is Monday. So I'm thinking Tuesday I'm going to send over the certified mail of everything that I'm deducting. And they have 2 weeks to respond. Once those 2 weeks are up, and I'm going to count down the days, then they forfeit it, and I don't have to ever deal with her ever again.
How long did her lease last?
Her lease lasted, was it December or January?
It was January.
So it was January until today. So 8 months. Isn't that 9 months? I don't know. Oh, wait, January. I'm thinking December. Like I said January, but I was thinking December. I don't know. So 8 months technically. But we decided this at like 6.5 months. Yeah, 6.5 months we decided you're leaving. So I've been keeping quiet for a while. Thanks, Nicole. Any other questions?
I'm looking through them.
What color of the walls? So the walls, I can't remember the exact color. They did have a professional. So the whole wall thing was a whole fiasco. Little looking cat. It looks like my little garbage man. He's over there. Oh. He's eating. Yeah, he's always eating. So the whole fiasco was the son was like, no, your walls are blue. And guess what? They're going to stay blue. Like he was about it. He was mean about it. And I was like, I told you can only do like a light color, like a light gray. Or like if you want to do like a whitish color. Because it's already like a cream color and she wanted to have it. So they got professional people. He is colorblind. He said they were blue and they weren't blue. So I panicked for no reason. It was light gray. I got a picture of it. I hired a professional.
That was while everything was going on.
They hired a professional company. Ooh, hired a professional company to have the whole house the same color. It's a light gray, but it has like a slight periwinkle color to it. My new tenant was like, "Is it like a light periwinkle-ish gray?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." But I'm like, "You're more than welcome to paint it if you want to. Like, I don't care as long as it's light. Like, if she wants to paint it white or like light cream, do you, boo boo? Don't mind. If anything is light, I don't care."
Are you worried your tenant from hell is going to harass your new tenant? Restraining order.
Oh my god, I hope not. I don't think so. She doesn't drive.
Did the neighbor keep the chickens?
The neighbor, as of right now, she still has her little chickens and she's still fighting for it. Still, I feel so bad for her. Those things are her babies. She loves those things. She has a couple of them. And I don't know if you know, but like there are hens and they're like quiet. I've never heard them. And we were at the house and they were very quiet. There's only a couple of them. They just like lay eggs and she just like walks around with them and she just loves them. Those are her babies. So she was really upset. Very upset.
Someone said, why'd you end up going silent after you were so open?
So I was so open and then I spoke to a lawyer and he's like, be quiet until she's out. So I was saying everything. Like, I did not give a crap. And then once I got in touch with my lawyer, he's like, let's keep it hush hush so she doesn't know what's going on. Because like I said, we were planning on evicting her. We had option 1, 2, and 3. We were going to get her out somehow and we wanted to be sneakily. That's why we also didn't say anything about when we caught her smoking 3 times in July, was because we're keeping a secret because we didn't want her to know. We wanted to like hit her with the paperwork and be like, get out kind of thing. Come here. Here's Mr. Garbage Man. He looks like that other gray kitty. He's very chunky. Very chunky. He likes to eat.
Garfield.
Yeah. This is the one that got lost. You guys remember that? He ran out. He actually ran out a couple times, like, last week, and he just came right back. Like, he walked, like, 2 steps, and he's like, no, this outside life is not for me. I'm hungry. I need to eat some food and get some treats. So he came back literally seconds later. Love that. The other one that's blind, that's half blind, if she gets lost, she's done for. She runs into things. She's blind. And she has IBS. She can only have one sort of food. Like, she'd be done. Okay, what's another questions?
Do you allow vaping?
I don't. So apparently this Wind device is supposed to catch vaping. I don't care if you vape. To me, it does not bother me. Like, let's say my new tenant, I know she's not a cigarette smoker. I know that off the bat. I made sure. She's not a cigarette smoker. If she came to me with like, listen, I'm a vapor, I'm like, cool, live your best life. I'm going to get an inspection like once every 3 months to make sure there's no like nicotine like smell like in regards of cigarette smell. But if it's vaping, that's how I would handle it per se, I guess. But I don't care. It doesn't bother me. Live your best life. Everyone vapes nowadays. I don't, but everyone does. Let's go.
They're kind of all asking the same question.
What's the question?
About the smoking, vaping.
How much did you spend?
420.
How much did you spend fixing things? I saw that.
We have receipts.
We have a lot of receipts. There's the little things like the toilet thing. Well, when she went crazy and was like, I need someone to look right now because there are painters coming in. And it was like a Friday evening. I'm not going to charge her for that, our security deposit. Even though she was annoying about the immediate problem, that was a simple fix that something happened with the toilet. I'm not blaming for that. That was like $400 or $500 for a little like replacement valve because it was the weekend and it was crazy. But I'm not going to charge her for that. It's over $3,000 of, and it's over her security deposit of just things we're deducting from her. It's a lot. So like, let's say, I'm not going to tell you exactly how much her security deposit is. Let's say her security deposit was $1,500, okay? And I have $3,000 worth of deductions. I'm not going to ask her to owe me the extra money. I'm just going to show her, these are all the deductions I'm taking off, so don't try to fight me on one because I have another backup one because there's a lot. If it says she owes me another $1,500, I'm going to scratch off and be like, you owe me $0, just leave me alone. I'm not going to hound you for a check. It's not going to happen. Like, live your best life. Just leave me alone.
Is your relationship with your old neighbor okay after all this? I bet they're excited.
Yes, they were so excited. They were so excited when she was leaving. They were mad. I knew they were mad at us for a little bit just because she was just so mean to them. And like I said, she was constantly harassing and calling them. And then she had to call the police on my tenant just because she was so much. And then the whole neighbor for losing the fighting for the chickens now. I knew she was upset. There was something, she was very upset mostly. The first thing that she like physically, like verbally said, like, I'm really upset, was when the tenant's aggressive dog was coming into the backyard, digging through holes, and then scaring her chickens, and then scaring her dogs, and then had feathers in the mouth. I don't know if one chicken, I'm not sure. I think they're all okay, but that really pissed her off, having an aggressive dog. But, like, we didn't know. Like, so she cooled down, like, pretty much immediately, and she's nice now and everything. She's a very nice neighbor.
Have you considered Airbnb-ing your home?
So we actually did consider Airbnb-ing our home compared to just renting it out. But it was almost like we would have the same profit of Airbnb and renting with the area we were in. And if we were going to Airbnb it, we'd have to get a whole bunch of new furniture. We'd have to stage it and it would be more like constant. Like, we thought renting would be easy. We thought we would only get like 1 or 2 phone calls. Like, hey, like, the sink is broken. Can you come fix it? Yeah, no problem. But we learned our lesson with our tenant from hell, didn't we? But with the Airbnb, if someone's coming in for 3 days, you're going to have to get a call, you got to get a cleaner, you got to make sure you have to check up on people constantly. And we didn't want to deal with that considering we were traveling full time and there's areas we're not going to have the greatest service, stuff like that. So profit wise and like the calling and annoyance part of it, it did not make sense. So we could sell everything in our house, literally clear it out, rent it, and they can bring all their stuff in. It was no question. Like, we questioned in the beginning, and then the numbers were like, this is dumb. We're definitely not Airbnb-ing it. And Airbnbs, as of I know, they're kind of like dying. So I don't think we would ever Airbnb, buy a rental house for just Airbnb. I don't like Airbnbs. I personally have only stayed like 1 or 2 on like girls trips, and I will never buy an Airbnb like as of right now, just because I spit on myself. That's disgusting. Just because to me, they're more expensive sometimes than a luxury hotel room. Like, I just don't get it. Like, maybe for an experience for like a little tiny house in the middle of the woods, but like for like a city or a place where we're gonna go to, I'm gonna stay at a nice hotel. I don't get it. Another question?
Do your tenants need rental insurance?
I think that's all in the state of Florida. I'm not for sure, but yes, both tenants had rental insurance, which is great. I think it's like legal though. You have to.
How did you find your new tenant?
So my new tenant was actually from my realtor. Love her. She saved me in so many different things. But she, as one of her clients, I guess, was like selling their house and she needed somewhere to be for a year. And I don't know, some things just aligned literally perfectly on accident. And we had like a video call and we talked everything through, and I really liked her. Everything seemed great. She's like, I'll pay you a year up front. Like, I'm selling my house. And I was like, you don't have to, but cool. So she did. And we just meshed very well. She's a hippie heart. So if you guys didn't know, I got these very, very expensive metal planters for the backyard, and I loved them. And we had like 6 or 8 of them.
Oh, we might have got rid of some.
6 or 8 of them. They were very expensive. They're like $400 a piece. We had a lot of them. Our old tenant took them out, and then our new tenant was so excited because she's a big gardener, so she's going to put them out and do a little gardening, and I just like, I love you. Yes, please do. So that's what I'm really excited for.
Have you ever thought about hiring a property manager company?
I did look at hiring a property manager. The guy who's been doing like all of our fixings and everything is pretty much our property manager without being a property manager, because he's been at the house so many times. And we looked at actually hiring him, and we were very close to hiring him. The problem is we don't make a crazy profit on our rental property. The main reason for our rental property is to sell it when we try to retire and stuff like that. We're going to have it for a very, very long time. So profit margins doesn't make sense. So thankfully he knows what he's doing because he is a property manager for somewhere else as well. He has this whole insurance LLC kind of thing. Like, he's legit. And he helped us saying like, hey, if the tenant breaks this, you don't have to pay for it out of your pocket. The tenant has to pay for it. I was like, oh, so you're bringing me knowledge as well? Great. Love that. So pretty much the tenant's going to call me. I'm going to call him and I say, handle it.
Will you allow pets in the home?
Yes. We had a whole bunch of issues with the tenant's dog, but honestly, like, not all dogs are bad. All animals are bad. I might regret saying that one day. I'll just take it out of the screwball if they've damaged something, but like, How are you gonna tell someone no? Like, everyone's pet. I feel bad. Like, I have a kitty cat now. Or you can just have it as just, like, if it's a service dog, they can come in anyway, so, I don't know. It's fine.
How long is the new lease?
1 year. 1 year lease. Can you guys hear him? What he's saying? They're asked, I'm going to repeat it. How long is the new lease for the next person? It is 1 year.
Does your new tenant know about your TikTok?
So I don't know if my new tenant knows about my TikTok. I honestly almost had them sign a paperwork just saying, like, hey, listen, I'm the landlord. But then I was like, ooh, I might scare her. So I was like, let me just not. She doesn't. I don't think she really knows what I look like. So I don't know. She might be watching right now. Hey.
This one says, do you know how beautiful you are?
Oh, thanks. Can they hear you? I asked that question.
I think so.
Okay. Yes, he's clear.
A lot of the same question I'm trying to go through. Yeah. Do you have homeowners insurance?
Yeah, yes, one more, right? Thanks for the little origami piece.
Did the security break even with the deposit? I think you touched on that.
The security deposit, like the deductions were more than a security deposit. Well, I have to send that paperwork on Monday or Tuesday. Monday's my birthday though, so probably Tuesday. Oh, I didn't even tell you guys. So after ADT, I think I made a little video about this, but I didn't talk about it too much. ADT. So she had we already decided, signed paperwork. Okay, she's gonna move out today. And then, like, a week or two ago, she was like, hey, I need someone to fix the alarm system immediately. And I was like, what are you talking about? There's an alarm system built into the house. When we bought the house, they put a brand new ADT system in. I never hooked up to it. She never hooked up to it. We never had an account or anything. Sorry, I got an email. I never had an account or anything. She's like, well, I need you to call ADT and fix it. And I'm like, I don't have an ADT security system. It's just the thing. She was like, well, I don't like that it beeps. And I'm like, you're literally leaving. Why does it matter? I called ADT, and then I was going to hire, and then couldn't figure it out. And I'm like, I will just rip the whole system out. Oh, I forgot to tell you that. I'm going to rip the whole system out. And I had a schedule for my handyman to come in and do it because ADT would not do it because I did not have an account with them. And then she was like, that doesn't work for me. Just forget it. It's fine. I'm like, you made a huge deal for no reason. But whatever. Now, before my new tenant comes in, I'm taking the whole system out because I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear that you don't like the beep beeps. I'm just taking the whole system out.
So someone said, if the Wi-Fi pipe never went in the ground, how did smoke detector go off?
So I've asked that question. So the Wi-Fi still works for AT&T at the house. Everything's fine. I have great internet. I can go on it right now if I needed to. They wanted to go in the backyard to double bury the yard or the wire because they were scared, like, if someone was mowing the grass, it would, like, cut the wire or something like that. So they just needed to bury it farther. But I had no problem with my internet. So I didn't, like, have a huge fit with it because I did have internet. I can go on it right now and I can see if it's unplugged because it can be unplugged and still have backup battery for so long. I can see when it's unplugged, when the Wi-Fi goes down, and so forth, or if someone's tampering with it, which is pretty cool.
Top 5 tips for someone wanting to rent their house.
Oh gosh, I've had a lot of people ask me this. Hire a very good realtor. Realtor, I'm not saying, oh, my friend just got a real estate license, because everyone and their mother is getting a real estate license now, since 2020. My friend got the real estate license, I want to give her a chance. I'm sorry. Not when it comes with an asset that's worth that much money. It's literally the most expensive thing you're ever going to buy in your life. Get someone who knows what they're doing and can literally set up your lease perfectly and find a good tenant for you, because not only that, you could be losing on money because they don't do things properly or not charging enough for your home and so forth just because you don't have an inexperienced realtor. I'm sorry. I'm always going to feel like that. I'm going to have someone who's experienced. And then also hire a lawyer. You don't realize how bad you need a lawyer. Before you sign the lease agreement, have your lawyer just look over it to make sure they're not missing anything, because people can make mistakes, and just certain things to just cover your butt. Because when you do need a lawyer in a quick stance, like I need to evict this person, you're going to have someone already in your corner. What's another thing? Make sure if you don't want to smoke in your house, make sure they are not a smoker. Make sure that.
Are you both mentally feeling better now?
I am. I think now that I'm being since like late this afternoon, I felt a lot better. But once the 2 weeks are done after sending the certified mail security deposit, I feel like I'm gonna fully breathe. Like she's gone. It's fine. I do feel a lot better now, though.
All right. Let's see here. So, what is the biggest takeaway from all this with the tenant from hell?
So I actually made a video. I'm gonna post it. It was like my farewell, like whatever. She definitely was a learning lesson. So this was my first tenant. She was, I was her first renting thing. I'm glad it happened. Like this craziness happened as my first tenant, so I can secure it and cover my butt and learn from my mistakes and making sure I don't let emotion, like if someone cries to me, like please don't let her move back in with me. Sorry, take her. So I learned a lot from her that I need to be stricter, more professional. And more professional, I'm saying like don't let emotions get in the way. I have lawyers now. I have a handyman on standby at all times and so forth. Oh, it just says Mushu Mamas. And Miss for Mushu. It's a Mushu party. Oh, she does. Oh, I'm sorry. She does have one eye, so I don't want to hear, oh my god, what's wrong with her eye? She has one eye, guys. And she has IBS. She's a shelter kitty, and I love her.
So sweet.
She's the sweetest thing ever. I love her. She usually, every night, she sleeps with my middle child, and they snuggle on the pillow together. It's the sweetest thing.
Are you worried about her complaining that she's not getting the deposit back?
1,000% sure she's going to complain, and I'm just not. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Take me to court then. I don't care. Don't want to hear it. Yeah, she literally, she kept asking me. I kept telling her. She's like, okay, so once the walkthrough's through, are you going to give me my check? And I'm like, what check? What? She really thinks she got the house like very nicely deep cleaned. They pulled out like appliances and cleaned the house. It looks really good. She really expects it. I'm like, girl, you're crazy. I wasn't talking about it until she's gone. Now she's gone. I'm gonna talk about it because she's out of the house now officially. There's no freaking way. Like, you're insane. The amount of money I've spent on like negligent things you've done. Like, you didn't learn the first time with the rice and busting my pipe. Do you know how much money I've spent on the pipes and the dishwasher and the garbage? 2? No. No, girly. No, girly. And then now I have the ozone in the house? Girly, no. Mm-mm.
Have you thought about getting a no trespass order?
I did until right now. It depends on how she acts with security deposit stuff. I'll get a restraining order from her. I have enough evidence. Don't call me, don't text me, nothing. Don't come near that house. I will. I have enough evidence to get one.
Maybe just reiterate that everything's going to be on YouTube.
My whole live, I'm going to save it after this and just put it on YouTube for people that missed it, because I know people in other parts of the country. Look, I'm going to stay up till 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, girl, sleep. Just watch it on YouTube. So you're seeing this in the forward life. Hey. Do you guys plan on having more rental properties in the future? Yes, I'm actually making a whole video about this. So my plan is to gather some my retirement plan is rental properties. I love rental properties. I love real estate per se. We got our first real estate property I was 19 years old when I bought my first townhouse, in a small little townhouse. We gained equity. We bought our big house, our forever home. But now I know that I don't want to sell this house or any of my houses until I'm like a lot older and want to retire. So way down the road. So I want to get some properties, have them cover the mortgage just to get me until I'm old and gray. And then I'll sell them and then use that profit. That's my goal. And I do want, I think like 10 properties at one point eventually. The market right now is so crazy with interest rates, but like I'm not gonna say no to it fully because we'll see. Like it's just crazy right now. I think right now we have no plan on buying another house to live in permanently. I can definitely see us buying something out of the country eventually. Like I can see one day us finding a little like cottage and getting on a compound for our kids somewhere out of the country, but no plans anytime soon. Like all of 2024, we're a full-time traveling family of 5. I'm I plan on traveling the United States and maybe doing some cruises and like little trips. All of 2024, probably the West Coast. All of 2025 will be all international. And then if we fall in love with the area, we fall in love in an area. Like we plan on going literally everywhere. I really want to go to Thailand, Japan, all of Europe. Like I'm very excited. Are you on it? Okay, now I'm going to read this because this computer just died. I can't tell you how much our rent is because you could probably find out where we are, but we are in South Florida. It's pretty pricey. But honestly, we were in, where were we? We were in like Asheville and even just like Cherokee, North Carolina, like all the area. And I'm like, this rent's expensive up here. I think everywhere is rent's just like really high. It's like, oh my God, Asheville's so cute. And I saw the rent and I was like, this is more than our place. What? Did the inspector find anything? So he found little things. Like there was like a valve on the main person toilet or the main master bedroom toilet. He's like, I just kind of need to replace. He did a very thorough inspection and he's like, oh, I was like, sure, yeah, replace it. He's taking out the ADT security systems because I don't want to hear about the beeps. Like when you open the door, you hear beep beep. He's doing that. He's changing the AC filter. He's gonna change the locks on just like the normal house door. One of the doors is bitten up by a dog. And they like try to fix it, but it looks like shit. So I'm gonna have him fix that. Nothing crazy. And my new tenant knows there's like little bugs. My new tenant knows that we're gonna have this all fixed before she comes in. So like she could be moving things in and be like, hey, I have this appointment this time, this appointment this time, this appointment this time. So don't like panic if you see people, you know. So that is what's going on. The new tenant, I mean, might want the security system. It wasn't in the actual lease, and they can get rid of it. So I just don't want to deal with that. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm not doing a house tour, unfortunately. No, I have to keep that a little private. I am actually looking just because, not that I'm like famous, but like because I do have somewhat of a following on social media. The next house we do buy, we're not going to buy with our names. Like there's like a way to go around it, so like people can't find it. Yes, we are going to change the codes. What about the water system installed? Jordan, what? We never found out if she put a sprinkler system in. I doubt she did. So apparently she was putting in a sprinkler system because she didn't want to water her plants. It was like pre-installed pretty much, but it needed to be fully installed when we bought the house. That house did not need a sprinkler system. The way like the level was when it rained, and it rains all the time in Florida, especially during the summer when it's the driest time, it never had an issue with the grass turning any sorts of brown at all when we were living there. But she didn't want to water her bushes and stuff like that. Well, whatever. The whole thing was going down when we were in the process of her smoking in the house and we were trying to like get her to leave like the first, like in the way beginning. And they kept saying like, we're putting this in. And I'm like, so I don't know if they actually put it in. I'm not fully sure. I actually didn't like look. I haven't been to the house yet, guys. I haven't been to the house. Definitely gonna do a little drive-by when we're down in Florida. But I don't think I'm gonna annoy my tenant and like, hey, can I stop by? Like I don't want to be that person. I got a very good full inspection report by my inspector today. Videos, walkthrough, pictures, and everything. So I'll just let her be. I'm not gonna drive by. That's weird. I'm not gonna be a weirdo. Did she repaint the walls? She painted them. They were like a creamish color, and then she painted them to a light gray color, and then I just let her be that. Mother of Dragons. What? What was that? Was that? No, I can't. I see Mother of Dragons. I'm like Nikita Dragon. No one knows. Okay, cool, great, love that. What did you change different with the lease? A couple of things. I had my lawyer look over it. I think I'm losing my voice. A lawyer looked over it. They acknowledged and signed over about the wind system, knowing if the wind system does catch them smoking, they have to be out. I can't think of everything on top of my head. What is another thing we changed? What did we change about our lease? I know about the wind system. The Wi-Fi has to be installed to the wind system. And then if my next tenant does Xfinity, then I just put AT&T back. It's already pre-hardwired, so that's fine. She already paid a year up front, so I don't even need to worry about that. So I don't need to worry about like late fees or anything. I was pretty strict about late fees though. My crazy tenant
One
never.
time it was late.
Our crazy tenant? No, it wasn't.
Late. Yeah, it was.
It does not count it. They have 3 days to. They have a 3 day span.
Yeah, but I mean,
it wasn't late. My natural hair is like a dark brown. I actually need to touch up this because I have a cowlick in my hair, and the girl that did my hair, like, didn't do it. I don't know. So all these orange pieces are falling over. I have dark brown hair. I'm half Hispanic, so it's like dark.
What's cheaper, living in an RV or in a home?
It depends. It depends on what you do. For us, it's cheaper living in an RV, but lots of variables. I can tell you the cheapest way to, and I've made videos on this, on how to keep your costs so low, and especially if you want to stay permanent in one area, like living in an RV and work camping somewhere, getting paid to live at a luxury, like you can literally live in your RV, stay where you're at for free, have a luxury campground if you just work there like part-time or a few hours in the evening or something stupid like that. Like you can get this really cheap. And you also don't have to buy a new RV. Our RV is massive, and it's a luxury travel trailer. It's very nice, and we pay $400 a month for it. Some of the campsites we use, like we can do a monthly thing, and it's really cheap. We're in a state park now. It's like $25 a night, something stupid like that. But we wanted to be here. We love state parks. They're beautiful. And then also there's like 1,000 trail like camping pass where you stay free for 2 weeks. Like when we go to Orlando, we always say like things that was a membership. I think it was like $600 or $700 a year. And then you can go 2 weeks at a time to different places. There's a lot of things, variables. You can definitely make this really expensive lifestyle, and you can make it really, really cheap. It just all depends on how you like word it. We did a lot of research. This was our dream. Like, well, before we even had kids, we looked into this life. So it kind of came together when everything happened. We went through a lot of mistakes. Like this RV is way too big for us. It's scary driving down the road, but like you live and learn and so forth. My black top, I made a video on this. It's actually a bodysuit. It's probably not a flattering angle. It's a leather bodysuit that has shapewear built into it. It's pretty cool. They did not pay me to like make a video on this, but I do have a, what is it called?
TikTok shop.
No, but it's the brand Shapelux. I love their shapewear. They're the shapewear I'm using for when I get my plastic surgery, my BBL. That's my recovery stuff. Like that is my favorite shapewear. And they came out with like clothes. So they have this, and then this is the leather one, which is more like my jam. And it's really thick, and it has like a built-in bra, so my like hoo-haws look really nice. I'm not wearing a bra at all. And then they gave me another bodysuit too, but this one was my favorite. I haven't flipped the bodysuit on, but like this is cute. I love this. I love it. I went too much on about it. I just like that brand. They're good. Anyways, no, I'm not paid to talk about any of that. I just like a brand. Like I'm going to be doing a whole video review. I got a vacuum off TikTok shop. Dude, they're not paying me for that. I'm going to sound like such an ad because it's that is literally the best vacuum I've ever had. And it sounds stupid, but when you have kids that throw rice and macaroni and cereal on the ground and it just takes up with like one shot. Okay, I'm getting annoying. I'm sounding addy, but you're gonna see this. It's like $100 and something, and it's one of the best vacuums I've ever got. I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited about it. What is TikTok Shop? It's kind of like Amazon affiliate. Like you can pick out your favorite things on like Amazon, and then it links it to your page, lists everything on TikTok, and it links it to your page, whatever. And then you get some sort of commission, like 5, 10, 15%.
Someone said to sue for all the damages and keep the deposit, and sue for emotional damage.
I can. I don't know if you heard that. I technically can. I have enough evidence for that. I talked to my lawyer about that. Am I going to? No. As long as she doesn't bring me in court for the security deposit, I won't bring anything up and just get out of my life. Block my number. Don't ever call me, talk to me. If you see me in public, no, you didn't, kind of thing. But if she does bring me to court, then I'll pull out the big guns and do, for all the things. I just don't want to deal with her anymore. I'm done. My mental health is done. I don't want to keep it going. I want to move on. I'm literally living my dream right now. And she was like ruining so many things. I'm like, I'm living my dream. I'm traveling full time. I don't want to be stuck somewhere in Florida going to court. Number one. Number two, I don't want to be like, I want to be somewhere and be happy. She has ruined anniversaries. She's ruined birthdays. She's ruined trips for us. Like we have recorded things of us in Disney and she's calling us whatever. We went on one of my favorite hikes and she's cursing me out Our anniversary, she was calling us, demanding things. Our daughter's birthday, she was calling, demanding things. Like, she's ruined a lot of things. Like, I'm just done. Garbage man keeps looking at me. Mr. Garbage Man. Mr. Garbage Man. His name's Garbage, so we call him Garbage Man. How does your tenant feel about your lease? I mean, she seemed really cool. Like, she didn't want to change anything or do anything. I was pretty open. I was like, I don't really care what you do. I don't think I'll ever release the voicemails of her, just because I don't want to get in trouble. Yeah. I don't know if you're allowed to, like, release voices. I do have permissioned voice recorded calls, so if I need to bring that into court, I have that and I can use that, but I won't put them on social media. You're like a landlord for movies. I wonder how she is mother-in-law. Don't know, because her son apparently can't get a wife or girlfriend and has been single because of the mother. He said that word by word verbatim. Is that the word? Yeah. He's like, she is the reason why I'm single. She has ruined so many relationships for me. Can you imagine? I can't imagine. That is horrible. So no, she's not a mother-in-law. Can you imagine if she was my mother-in-law? Never. I need your show on TLC. Okay, cool. Give me a call. No, dude. I think that's a huge reason why I left her in the house after the first time I caught her smoking. Dude, his life, like, he has mental. He goes to therapy. He has so many mental problems. Like, I can't handle this. He's like, I can't handle her. She's ruined my life in so many ways. She's caused family ways. The husband divorced her because of, like, she's crazy. Like, you guys, I'm not being over exaggerating when I say she's nuts. And I'm not the only one. The son says it. I've had AT&T people say it. I've had my inspector guy and handyman say it. Like, she's nuts. I could tell you stories that would make your toes crawl. Ooh, tell me. About what? What situation? Can you make me a Sprite? A diet Sprite, please. And I have a little bit of the coconut syrup and strawberry syrup, like in a little bottle, and pour it on top with nugget ice in a fancy glass. I want to feel bougie. I'm not drinking, though. I don't know why. I haven't been in the mood to drink lately. Not been my jam. Number one, that, and I definitely did not want to drink while on live on something like this. There's so many people watching. Live is lit. Thanks. You miss it, dude. There was like 9,000 people at once watching this. It was nuts. And I'm just answering questions. You guys are, how old am I? I'm turning 27 on Monday. I'm so excited. I'm losing my voice. My one child is sick, and now I feel like I've been talking so much and recording so many videos, and I've been screaming a little bit today. So I'm just like at myself. Okay. Your birthday's Monday. Happy birthday, twin! Were there any red flags before she moved in? Literally 0 red flags. 0 red flags when she moved in. I didn't know, like, nothing. Nothing. No, nothing, no inkling. I literally kept saying, she's the perfect tenant. She's the perfect tenant. I was so excited telling my parents, I'm like, oh my God, I found the perfect tenant. My parents were like, oh, okay. Backfired. Karma. There's probably so many Virgos in the world. Like, everyone was getting hanky-panky on New Year's Eve. So, hey, Virgos. Traveling with homeschool kids, or you're looking to find a place. I don't no desire living in a stationary home for a very long time. Like, even the thought of it, I'm like, ooh, no thanks. I like moving our RV and seeing a new background. Like, I am at such a beautiful state park right now. My kids have so much room to run, and it's beautiful. All the moss coming down on the trees, and there's parks here, and there's lakes. It's just gorgeous. There's little bunnies outside the windows. Oh, it's so beautiful. Look how fancy this is. This little cup is from Temu, by the way. It was like $1 or $2. Cheers. It's Diet Sprite, nugget ice, of course, from a nugget machine. Don't give me that, like, bullet, like the little bullet ones. Ew, that's dirty ice. Nugget ice with a little bit of strawberry syrup and a little bit of coconut syrup. It's delicious. Anyways, I got distracted. Homeschooling. So we were very, very nervous in this homeschooling, and then we found out it was a lot easier than we thought. We are not the parents. I am not the mom. Maybe my husband is. He's like super dad. I'm not the person to sit down and like teach you every little thing because I feel like I'm going to make you kind of dumb. And I was really nervous about that. So we did online school where she has a teacher and a classmate, and she sits and talks to them, and it's so cute, guys. She's little. I don't want to say the grade she's in. She's very little. So she's just learning how to read and everything. And they have break time like every 30-ish minutes. It's only an hour and a half. No, every like 20 minutes they have a dance break. They talk to each other. They do like games together, interactive things. Like I love the school she's in, online school. Unfortunately, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but she's in really great school. It's awesome. It's completely free. So she's in a class 4 days a week for an hour and a half, and she's live and she loves it. And then she has homework, and we do the homework throughout the week, and it's really easy. Like, it's like stupid easy. I would have done it if we were at home, like in a normal stationary home. I would have done the same thing. It's such a great thing. I love it. Homeschooling is totally different now, especially after 2020, and made it so much easier and like awesome. Like, she's reading like it's crazy. She can read me a book. Finger tattoos. I need to do a tattoo tour. A lot of people like my tattoos. So my knuckles say feminist. I'm a very strong feminist. This probably is going to piss off a lot of people. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. And then an R for someone that's in my family. And then the woman symbol. And then a hanger for abortion rights. Unfortunately, I'm sorry if I upset you, but I'm a very strong feminist and believe in that. I have little girls too, so I want to make sure. I have 3 little kids. One is my surgery. It's in the middle of October, like second week, I think it is. They moved the date on me. Ugh. Okay, queen. Thank you. I think it's a Misha. No, it's not a coffee drink. It's literally just Sprite. I want to make sure I'm fully clear-headed while I'm on live, especially this is recorded. Just Sprite, sugar-free coconut syrup, and sugar-free strawberry syrup. Like, this is like I like with nugget ice, and this is like my fancy drink. I like have it once in a while. It feels fancier once in a fancier glass. Even though this glass is like $1 or $2. Are you reading this?
What's your YouTube channel?
Oh, isn't it just Mommashive?
It is, but
my YouTube channel is Mommashive. Everything's Mommashive. My Instagram Mommashive, YouTube, and TikTok. I just saw something. Oh, yes, I actually am getting BBL still. So if you didn't know, I had my first round of skin removal, and I thought I would have to get a second one, and I was right. I had to get a second round of skin removal of my stomach. So, the second round of skin removal, I do not need to do a tummy tuck this time in regards of no muscle repair. My muscles were shredded. If you know, you know that's how my TikTok blew up in the first place. I did a whole step-by-step every day highlighting what was going on with my tummy tuck because it was brutal. Bad. It was one of the worst pains I've ever been through, and I've had 3 kids. I documented everything. I'm hoping at the time this won't be as bad because they're pulling the skin. They're not redoing the muscle repair. However, I never had lipo the first time. So this time they're doing lipo 360 to flatten out my lower stomach. I have like this pouch on my lower stomach that will just, I don't know what it is. It's like a ball. It's hard. So he's going to take lipo all around and then pull the skin to get the rest of the skin off. I have maybe like 2 pounds of skin left probably that he's going to take off. And he gave me the option. He's like, well, I have this extra fat. It's do or die. Do you want to put it in your tushy? It was like an extra $1,000. And he's like, or I'm just going to discard it. Because the surgery is almost free. I should pay for anesthesia because it's been a revision. And that was covered. If you're ever getting a tummy tuck, make sure the revisions are covered. Especially if you have loose skin. Because sometimes they can't get all of it the first round. So it's covered, which is great. If it wasn't covered, I don't think I would do this again. But I was like, it's covered. I'm going to do it. So I was a little nervous because I've lost like 20 pounds. I'm not telling anyone to do anything unhealthy. This is what I'm doing educational purposes only. I'm not telling anyone to get plastic surgery. You're beautiful the way you are. Now that we've got that through with, I personally, for myself, am having the fat gone to my tushy tush. However, I did lose 20 pounds. So I'm a little nervous, and I talked to my doctor, and he's like, if I need to take lipo from your inner thigh or your arms, which makes me nervous, I don't want any lipo in either of those areas. If we don't have enough to put in your tushy, I will take it from there. And I'm like, okay, so I might come out looking crazy with lipo from everywhere, and I'm hoping not. My arms, I feel like are a really great size, and my legs are at a great size. I do have some loose skin on my inner thighs. I have no desire to get that removed. I don't want to get any other plastic surgery besides this one. This will be my last plastic surgery. I am done. So I'm hoping they don't have to do liposuction on my arms and my legs, but I might have it. I'm scared. Very, very scared. What, that'll be live on YouTube? A lot of people are asking. Am I nervous? Thank you, Robin. What were they saying? What was it just saying? Does it make me nervous to do a year lease? Yes and no. It does make me nervous because month by month just make me nervous. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I would say. It does make me a little nervous not to do month by month, but I think my lease is pretty strict, and I have a good lawyer and everything. If I need to evict someone for some reason, I can. Thank you, Robin. Oh my gosh, my daughter is having her birthday somewhat soon. That's why we're going to Disney. Not only reason why we would have gone even if it wasn't her birthday, but she's having a dinosaur birthday. That's so cute. Like, out of all the things, she was like, "Oh, a dinosaur birthday." And I'm like, okay. So I got all the dinosaur things. It's gonna be so cute. We're gonna decorate the whole RV. Diet Sprite, nugget ice, sugar-free coconut syrup, and sugar-free strawberry. There's no alcohol in this. When you travel internationally, where are you thinking of in Canada? Any ideas? I have no idea. We're definitely gonna go to Canada. That actually might be next year because we're going all throughout the rest of the United States. Like, if we're close, we're just gonna go Canada. I want to go to Canada. I'm really excited for that. We do have our passports. We got our passports. All of us got our passports before we even went and traveled full time. Like, before we got in the RV and left. But international, we're literally going everywhere. We're gonna park the RV in storage or something like that, or maybe we'll rent it out with them. I don't know. It's not for another year. Maybe we'll sell it. Who knows? But we'll probably park it somewhere and just like have it in storage, and then we'll just go like an Airbnb and hostels and all that kind of stuff, and just travel the country. So that I'm really excited for that. We're going everywhere. I really want to go to Thailand. I'm really excited for that. We're gonna go all throughout Europe, Germany, all that kind of stuff. Don't rent it out to Burning Man. I don't know what that is. Everyone's talking about Burning Man and this whole like experience like out in the desert, and like the amount of money people were paying for. I don't understand it. I don't know enough about it. So let me stop talking about it because I know nothing about it. I know you don't show your kids on social, which I love, but can we see the process for the dino party? Duh. Yeah. I'm going to show, like, I'll probably do a day in life that day because we're going to go to Disney and everything that day. We always go all out for their birthdays. We don't ever, even when we were in a normal Sticks and Bricks house, we never had a whole, we never did like parties like that. We weren't big into that, but we always decorated our house really cute. So we got a whole bunch of dinosaur stuff, and it was like a pack.
When we did the dad party though,
we did like it was like $25 on Amazon for all this decorations. We're gonna decorate the whole thing, and then we're gonna have a special breakfast, and we're gonna go to Disney all day, and she can do whatever she wants. She'll go on her favorite park and her favorite ride, and then she'll get a toy at Disney, whatever she wants. I'm so excited. My Lord, thank you, Michael. Let's see what this is. Travel is a great education experience for the kids. Lots to learn. See, yes, my kids, even though they're so little, they have learned so much since, and we haven't even traveled crazy amount. We've only been to Florida, Georgia. Not would you count South Carolina? Not really. North Carolina, and then we were in Tennessee and the Smoky Mountains for a lot. We've been to museums. We've learned a lot. Funny thing is, she had a whole, when we were in Disney for our kickoff, we went to Disney for a month and a half. Pretty much stayed there because we wanted to be somewhat local-ish. We don't have a house in Orlando. We wanted to be somewhat local-ish where we can still be in Florida, but we wanted to experience Disney. So we went every day to Disney for like a month and a half. And her school was learning a whole thing about Disney. They were learning about the process of Disney and something, I can't even remember all of it. But she learned about it in class, and then we went there later that day. After school, we went to Disney, and then we sent pictures to our class, and it was so much fun. It was so cute. Oh, you want to stay on the East Coast? No. The only reason why we're on the East Coast is because my lovely husband, all of his friends, he has his best friends, like 5 or 6 of them. 5 or 6 of them. They've been best friends since middle school. Like, best friends. They all are still in contact with each other. Now they're all getting married and all having kids and all that kind of stuff. All of them decided to get married at one time. So we had one last year. He went to a big bachelor party. It was huge. They went to Vegas. Huge wedding. It was beautiful. We went to that wedding. And then he had another bachelor party in Nashville. And we're like, oh, we travel full time. We ended up going to be there anyway. So we went to Nashville. He went to the bachelor trip, came back. And then we came back to Florida. So we had to be near Florida somewhat because we had the kids. We need babysitters and stuff. So we came back to Florida for the wedding. Then his brother, look at dinosaur, dinosaur party in Canada. So then his brother decided to get married. And like he's been engaged. He's like, oh, we're gonna get married now. We're gonna officially have a date. We're like, of course. So he's the best man, and we're very excited for this wedding. So now he's having a bachelor party, which is coming up very soon. We have to go back to Florida for. Plus we have the wedding and my girls with the flower girl. So there's a lot of weddings, a lot of bachelor parties, and a lot of travel going on. So we had to stay as close to Florida as possible. So we weren't able to like venture out. When we left, because we didn't know about one of the weddings, his brother's wedding that's coming up, when we left, we did not plan on coming back to Florida for a very long time, but now we're going to spend all Thanksgiving. I'm getting surgery there, and now we have the wedding, and now we're going to Disney, and now we're celebrating his 30th birthday there. So it ended up working out very well, but was definitely not the plan. And I am very type A Virgo kind of person. Everything needs to be in line and scheduled like a year in advance. And I've really figured out and loosened up being a full-time travel family. Like, you just can't. And thankfully, your house is on wheels and you can just move it anywhere. Like, if we need to go in the middle of nowhere, we can. So I've definitely calmed down with that. You can't ever plan things too way far in advance because things change. I guess we should wrap up. You guys tell me the last quick questions I can go through. Either about travel family, the whole tenant from hell thing. Anything you guys have questions on, drop them below. I'm going to answer quickly, and then I think I'm going
to... Everyone's been asking about a trailer.
What about trailer tour?
Walk through.
I need to do... My kids are sleeping. I can't do it with the kids here, but we will definitely... I have a trailer tour on already. Our site, but it's way down. I will do that tomorrow. Make sure I do it tomorrow. I'm going to hold myself accountable now because I'm on live. Let's do a whole walkthrough of the RV. This thing is massive. If you're okay with pulling 37 feet, if you're okay with pulling a trailer, this is the freaking trailer. It can hold a lot of people. Like, we have 3 kids and we have no problem.
Before you get to a 5th one.
It's massive. And this is like a luxury one for a travel trailer. Medical insurance while traveling. We have our normal insurance, so we have no issues. We didn't plan, like I said, going to Florida, but we are going back to Florida, so we are going to have all our kids go get their normal checkups, dentist appointments, and so forth while we're there. Might as well. It might be a little different next year because we're not going to be in Florida and the East Coast, but we'll figure it out. We are going to Texas. We plan on going to Texas for a little bit. There's some beautiful hiking trails I want to go to there. Okay. Ready to hang on out?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be uploading some actual videos of not like the Q&A, but like I have some pre-recorded videos I'm going to be posting on the actual TikTok. I'm going to be posting a couple. I'm going to take you guys through the process of the security deposit. Let's cross our fingers. It is what it is, and she just is okay with losing her security deposit. If we go to court, I'm going to keep you guys updated with that. Or if there's any pushback with that, if I need to get a restraining order, we'll find out. Everything's going smoothly so far regarding that. Like I said, I'll upload on my actual TikTok some videos regarding exactly what happened if you missed anything. I don't have a P.O. box. I'm thinking about getting one while we're in Florida. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. If I do, I'll say something. Anyways, I'm going to be posting some videos on TikTok about what happened. This whole live, which I'm talking to right now, once I exit out of here, I will save it and post it on my YouTube, Mommashive. And I'm a lot more active now on Instagram now. Now I have more followers there. Thanks, guys. So go check me out on Mommashive over there. I appreciate you guys so much. You have no idea. I did not know I had a community. I had such bad anxiety these past few days, and just me hopping on live even earlier today and yesterday, my nerves have calmed down so much. You guys have saved me in so many ways. You have no idea. You have saved me so much with this tenant, like by me getting the wind device and giving me suggestions on certain things, like legal device. It sounds crazy, but you guys really did help me a lot, and I really appreciate you guys. And I'm a full-time content creator now, traveling the country as a family of 5, and it's super fun. So stick along. I'm like, the next 2 weeks are gonna be crazy with the security deposit. Let's just hope. Hopefully it's not crazy. And yes, I'm going to the West Coast. I plan to be on the West Coast all of next year, which I'm super excited for. So I love you too. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm definitely gonna go live more. This was really fun with you guys, and I really appreciate all the love and support. I thought I was gonna get a lot more hate, and I'm not, which is shocking. And you guys are so sweet. So I'll check you guys out later. Bye.